Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our, what is today? Thursday morning trading session. How did you manage yesterday? Hopefully, all right. Looking back, it looks like it was a bit of a choppy sort of day with lots of back and forth trading. Looks like there were some decent ranges, but overall, a bit of a tough day. You can see here this morning, we're kind of still moving in a little bit of a sideways fashion. Our Eagle cloud here stacked for a buying opportunity, but a lot of our tools looking bearish already. Here the Hawk already into bearish territory, so is the Falcon, and the Raptor also confirming what the Eagle is looking at. So here's your first in sync Eagle signal of the day. It looks like it's going to be a buy signal. But it's still very early, of course. Only a couple of minutes into the day. Oh, way to go, Mark. Mark said yesterday was a wild ride, but he ended up doing pretty well on the day. Nicely done. Okay, here's an early reverse on that initial buy signal, and we are getting a second push entry opportunity on this one. Again, the second push just means that I allow the signal to engage. I see where the market reacts, and then I look to trade it accordingly. And I may give the sellers the nod here. It's still, like I said, very early, and I tend not to get on board a lot of these early trades. But I might give this one a whirl. Okay, and I'm also going to try to run this one out a little bit because it is the first trade of the day. Excuse me, I might find some early momentum. Maybe take it down here to the 70-50 area where we have primary support. Trying to give this market some room, because if this is a trend change, it's not going to occur on a dime. You can see the clouds trying to cross over now. If it continues lower here, we're going to produce an early cloud crossover signal. It won't be labeled as a number one, but you can see the clouds almost fully crossed. We got a little bit of a pullback there now, the signal to short. We will get a proper number one signal here as the trade progresses. Oh, wow. Okay, we're making good progress. I think I'm going to move perhaps into a parabolic type strategy. Maybe we'll hold it right there. This is the pullback now for that number one signal. Oh, you stinkers are going to tap me here early. Get down there. Nicely done, Mark. Mark off to a couple of good trades. He said he picked up a pre-market signal and just got the late filtering signals here on the Falcon. Yeah, I should have I should have taken profit on target. Darn it. I thought maybe we were going to see a really big follow through first thing, but didn't happen. Well, here we come again into the hard edge. We're producing some green warning dots, so the market's still kind of conflicted here. Okay, here now the crossover sell, and I'm just going to hit the sell button on that one. And now I will adjust my stops. Taking a bit of a chance. I would have been better off taking maybe a follow-up signal down here somewhere near the lows, but actually I'm going to put my break even down here with my profit target. The reason I'm of the morning, you can see the trade would currently be at break even, and I'm trying to avoid getting tagged again on a little bit of a hiccup here. Okay, now I can bring the break even back. Put it on the low. There we go. So if it fails at this point, well, they're really not interested in heading any lower. I may as well take the break even. And if the sellers are going to push the market, they're probably going to tip it at this point. Okay, took profit on one. Let's see where the parabolics are at. A little bit of support there at around the 70-50 zone, which not a real surprise. I suppose that's to be expected. Looking back at yesterday's trading this morning, it seemed fairly obvious 70-50 was a pretty popular number. Come on. Look at that, just above the 70-50 line. We got some buy orders. The market really getting sticky at that point. If it gets below there, I think we're going to see more than a few buyers scramble to get out of their position. So we've got 70.50, then we've got the primary support right below it, 70.48 3/4. So this whole zone is going to be fairly active. Oh, a little bit of a pushback from the buyers now. And I'm going to hold my stop right there. Okay. It remains to be seen whether my stop was too tight, if maybe I could have held on a little longer, maybe with like an ATR or a super trend type strategy. But I didn't want to make the same mistake I did earlier, where I let all my profit get away on me. Looks like they might be digging in a little on the lows. Let's see here if we take a look at the Eagle. This whole 70.50, 70.48 area. And even, I won't do it here, but even if I go back into yesterday's session, you'll see those were pretty big numbers. Thanks, Scott. Scott says, nice trade. Nice when that works out. Okay, so we got a pair of number 2 signals. I'm not keen on flip-flopping my orders. The Hawk still fairly bearish, as is the Falcon, although the Falcon breaking up quite a bit more. The Eagle now full-on bear as well. And I'm a little bit late to the party on this one. If the market seems to be paying off in one direction, I'll try to stay with that direction as much as possible. Here, a very, very late second push opportunity on this number 3 signal. You can see, had I taken the number 3 signal, we'd be at the profit target already. This signal here is going to be one of these follow-up signals, discretionary type signal. And honestly, it's a bit of a tough place to get into a trade. Like I said, lots of support here in the 70-50 zone. We broke down below and there was a quick recovery again. The market did not just zip lower, which is what I would have expected it to do. All right, let's see. I will leave my break even and play on this one. And I'll stretch it out down here to the near the secondary support zone. That would be a very solid move if I can get it. Okay, I'm going to move my break even right to the low of that bar. Come on, one more bar. There we go. Okay, I'll enable my parabolics now. And I might get ready with my bar high-low and really put a squeeze on this trade. There we go. Okay, once again, we'll see if I was a little bit too anxious on that, or let's see, will the parabolics have kept me in so far? So if this bar trades higher, I would have been stopped out. Regardless, I would have had to gone with something like an ATR style stop. Okay, Scott. Scott says, take that profit. All right, it looks like I would have been tagged here on the reverse. So yes, I'm just as happy that I took the profit when I had it. Hey, well done, Mark. Mark says he got on board one of these eagle signals here to the short side. Let's see, the 6:34 my time. Oh, you got on this really early one. I probably would have, personally, I would have held out for this one here where the trend actually kind of did a little bit of a retest. But at any rate, you can see nice follow through. And yes, Mark's making the comment, the market's giving some nice follow through this morning, and it certainly is. It's nice to see, especially after, like I said, reviewing yesterday's session, it looks like the market was a little bit on that choppy side. We're not even out of opening range yet, and we've already had a couple very nice trades. Well, it looks like that last move lower gave the buyers a kick in the pants. A bit of a rally up now. Ooh, that's a big move up. So far, the Falcon really the only one with that buy signal. We've got that proper trend change signal. Everything else was a little bit more convoluted. We had a green bar sell here that you could have bought the failure. Now we're getting a first micro macro cross higher. Given the structure of this, it might not be a bad idea to take advantage of that second push opportunity. Probably because you got to trade it something like so. That is a very, very strong bull move, however. Back into the hard edge, back to that 70, 50, 52 area. That was so sticky just a few minutes ago. Okay, it looks like they're making a run higher, or trying to anyway. Okay, a very early cloud crossover signal. We're back into the hard edge on the Eagle and the Raptor, so of course we're going to anticipate a reaction now from that hard edge. Pardon me. Okay, just kind of watching and waiting. Okay, getting a very early cloud crossover signal here now. Oh, and I was going to say we could expect a little bit of bullish follow through on that, and sure enough, there it goes. Didn't even get a chance to get that signal on. Probably would have set it up something like so. And the buyers, not to be outdone, made a very, very strong move higher. Okay, we're going to end up with the proper cloud crossover here in a moment. Okay, so I'm looking for a possible retest. And maybe another chance to get long. If the market can continue to hold these levels, that is. Okay, there now the proper cloud crossover. We're probably going to get a late filter entry signal here in the Falcon as well, and maybe a 4-arrow consolidation in the Hawk. I'm probably going to give this market a little bit of elbow room and maybe look to take the signal above that last swing high. Okay, we're back into the hard edge now. So again, we're going to anticipate some sort of reaction. Actually, you know what? I'm going to hold off here for a second. Just wait and see how this plays out. The market really balanced right now. We saw a very strong move lower. We saw a good move higher. Here now the number 3 signal that I was waiting on. But I'd like a little bit more evidence who's actually in control of this marketplace. Is it going to be the buyers or the sellers? Actually, I think what I could do is I could set up my trade, just kind of park it there, and then I can submit the order. Oh, they're going to run right over me. Let's see if they back up a little bit. I can resubmit my order. No. A little bit too cautious on that one, Eric. And there they go. They're going to push on through here to 70.70, maybe even back toward the high of the morning, which would be very impressive. So while the sellers were strong out of the gate, the buyers making a big comeback here. And now I don't know who's going to be stronger here this morning. Is it going to be a buyer's market? Is it going to be a seller's market? Is it just going to keep waffling and flip-flopping? So far, it looks like the answer to that may be yes. The sellers digging in at 70.70. That's pretty much where they started the move lower this morning. So here was the market open, And that's pretty much where we're trading back to, the 70-70 area where the market started the big decline. Might get a mini test of the extreme here on the Raptor and a number 2 signal. We could see the market go back here to the hard edge. The Hawk and the Falcon both still very bullish here at the moment, as is the Eagle for that matter. We're contending with the resistance at the median line. It's getting a little sticky again. No shortage of volatility, that's for sure. Okay, here comes a possible late filter entry signal in the Falcon. This tends to be a pretty reliable signal. Oh, there we go. Just kind of ran past me. Let's see if I can get a second push on that one. I don't like it when the market moves around quite this fast. You know, it just goes flying right past the signal. You don't even have a chance to put it on. It makes me wonder whether or not there's slippage going on. If it's moving like that because of light volume, or what is the deal? Let's see, what was our high this morning? Just shy of 70.75. Okay. This soft edge sell, I'm going to close out this order here. This soft edge sell that we're seeing form here on the Raptor has me wondering whether or not the buyers still have it in them. Okay, maybe I won't go too crazy on that, but maybe I would consider shorting, but just a single contract. The target, of course, is the hard edge. We've seen a nice proper test of the extreme here. Each leg higher is getting progressively smaller, which is what you see when a market is topping as well. You could certainly enter below the low of the signal bar right here. There's nothing wrong with that. And the market challenging that 70-70 area one more time. No doubt traders are following a little bit of a trend line. This now yet another number 2 signal. I'm not going to bother adjusting my trade, but you could, like I said, bring it up a little bit closer now, especially now that we've broken the bullish trend line. And we'll see how hard the sellers push back, if in fact they can push back, or if the buyers are just going to bury them. This a pretty aggressive trade on my part. There's a hard edge buy. That could be definitely be trouble for my selling position here. Uh-oh. I'm not liking this. Uh-oh. There's the hard edge buy. Are they going to flush all the sellers out here? Wow, what a tight little trading range. I suppose in hindsight, what I should have done is bracket the trading range. Buy a move above, sell a move below. Scott says it looks like a Scott trade. Well, I knew it was, like I said, a little bit more aggressive because, well, hey, it's a counter trend trade. How many times, do counter trend trades turn around and bite you in the behind? And that's the chance you take with a counter trend position. Trying to catch the turn, not always an easy thing to do. Well, I should just flat out say it's a very difficult thing to do. Forget about not always easy. It's always difficult trying to catch the turn. Come on. Just get below there a little. 60-60 going, 70-60 going to be a little bit sticky, I think. It's just one of those psychological numbers. There we go. Okay, I'm going to bring my break even up to the low of this next bar, which looks like 70-60. All right, got the break even. Feel a little better about that. Come on down. There we go. There we go. Come on. Don't you dare swing here. I'll protect a little bit more profit with my bar high-low strategy. And I'll try to stretch this one as well back to 70-50. Actually, I won't be quite that ambitious. I'll look to take profit a little bit earlier if I can get it. Of course, if this market bar finishes on the low, I would have had my high probability profit target. But if it fails at this point, I'll take the $20 or $30 that are open. Okay, so I would have hit my high probability profit objective. And what's going to happen here if the market does continue lower is it will eventually develop into a full cloud crossover to the short side. These tails, these wicks and tails that we're getting on these bars, not a good sign. These tend to happen where the market is turning. You see we got a tail here followed by a wick and a turn, tail and a wick. And then of course the reverse is true. You get a wick and a tail and eventually turns around. So we'll have to keep these numbers in mind for tomorrow. One more chance at my high probability profit target and let that one get away again. I really got the squeeze on the market here this morning. It's when I can't tell which way it's going, I don't mind trying to run a profit target out, but I'll be ultra aggressive on my stops. All right. Wasn't quite ready yet. Well, I left a little bit of money on the table there trying to run that trade out a bit, but that's trading. All right, big 4-arrow consolidation here in the hawk. So the hawk definitely looking bearish. A nice trend change slash trend line touch signal forming here in the falcon, and again an early cloud crossover here in the raptor and the eagle. I'm still not convinced that it's a seller's market. I don't know. Really, really balanced right now. It's making it a very difficult decision. Well, like I said, we do have the Falcon signal here working an early trend, or pardon me, a trend change signal. It's not an early trend change signal. We had the warning dot, but it has since disappeared. Filter's out of sync. It may develop into a late filter entry or not. Okay, back in our holding pattern. Wow, look at that. right, we got an early cloud crossover here on the Raptor, a red bar buy on the Eagle. That was actually not that easy of a signal to take, but it looks like it had decent follow through on it. And of course, the trend change now to the long side on the Falcon. Oh, there's the crossover signal. And you can see the market's reacting to the highs, that previous swing high, and that's where the signal formed. And now it's just a matter of, will the buyers push over the sellers? Or are the sellers going to hold them off? Oh, did I get slipped? I did. That's not nice. Slipping tells me that the market is a little bit thin at this point. Okay, a little bit of a reaction now to the breakout, which is to be expected. Oh, whew. That was hard work. Okay, oh, look at that. Go figure, the one time I take profit on target, the market gets legs. Oh, well. I'll blame it on Scott. I can't complain. It was a good trade. I'm doing well here this morning. And that was a very, very strong move higher. So whatever bearishness there was in the market to start, I don't know, it seems to have taken a bit of a back seat at the moment. John says, I blame Scott as well. I do it all the time. Scott is our official scapegoat. Everybody needs a Scott around that you can just blame. That's why golfers have caddies. It's not just, they're not just there to carry your golf clubs. They're the ones you blame when you make a bad shot. Okay, well, nothing wrong with that trade. So looks like the market flinching a little bit as we surpass the highs of the morning, getting back kind of into the thick of it. Yesterday, the market a little toppy around 7,100. We're hovering just below that area now. And I don't know, I'm a little concerned about the slippage, even though it was only a tick. It kind of suggests that things might be thinning out a little bit. All right, the Falcon actually getting bearish here at the moment, and the Hawk. Oh, I was going to say the Hawk's still bullish, but now we've introduced yellow bars, so the Hawk starting to lose its grip a little. Wow, what a back and forth kind of day today. Okay, we got some conflicting information here. The Hawk, very, very neutral with those yellow bars. The Falcon starting to get a little bit more bearish. The Raptor into that first hard edge. So we're seeing a little bit of a reaction there, but the Raptor's still very, very bullish. I'm going to wait a little bit longer until things kind of give me a clearer indication of which way the market might want to go. But I don't know. Are the buyers done? Are we going to see a good test of the extreme here and then reverse? I could be all over that. But it's a little bit too early to tell, especially now that we're in the hard edge. A bullish reaction is to be expected. Okay, well, the Falcon giving a proper trend change signal now. We're back into the hard edge here, both on the Eagle and the Raptor. I don't know. We're closing in on 70.60. That was a very, very sticky price just 10, 15 minutes ago. Here's an interesting observation from Mark. He says he's been waiting for the European close lately to see the ultimate trend, if any. Yeah, now we're slowing again. All right, well, we'll just have to wait it out a little bit longer. I'd still like to see something resembling a proper test of the extreme before I get too aggressive on the short side. All right, well, we'll just watch and wait. All right, well, things slowing a lot, but I'm thinking we're going to get a little bit of a bullish push back here. Again, I'm just looking for a test of the extreme. Oh, and it looks like they heard me. I'm trying to move a little bit higher. Quick little trend change signal here on the Falcon. And a red bar buy actually in sync here on the Eagle. So a few things teeing up. For a possible rally higher. Or not. Oh, if there's one thing you can count on with the market, it will make you look silly. All right, a little bit of a push up. I don't know if I'd really call this a number 2 signal yet, although it has the shape of a number 2 signal. No, they're just still content to be moving sideways. All right, there's the bullish push. And if the market fails at this point, that will give us a very large number 2 formation, the cloud, or pardon me, the soft edge sell. It won't actually come up as such, however. This is going to be more one of those visual type signals. Okay, so a very big test of the extreme so far. The band still bearish. This would be a very risky trade, to say the least, as I try to catch or anticipate the turn again. Actually, an entry here below 70.62 should make for a fairly predictable move. And there might even be the opportunity here for an OCO type order, where we short below 70.62, buy above that swing. Make sure we have a stop enabled, maybe not start with the bar high-low. And just let the market decide. Okay, so here now, the really big drawn out number 2 signal. Like I said, it won't print as such, but that's what it is. And you can see we've got a little bit of a trend line action going on here. Russell says we've got a little bit of a rule of 3 going on as well. And sure enough, we do. A bullish band, 1, 2, 3 signals to sell, and a test of the extreme. So yeah, Russell, you're right. We've got the same kind of thing going on here on the Eagle. And here too, you could short as early as this bar right here, especially since it looks like it's giving you a pretty decent second push opportunity. But the safer entry will still be here below that 70.62 zone, just to make sure we've flushed a lot of the buyers out. Now the Hawk also giving a red bar buy signal, which we could sell the failure of, and the Falcon coming back with a possible trend change signal. Okay. Well, we're holding that trend line pretty darn good so far. All right, there's a cloud crossover signal completed now. So we're very much retracing the same prices over and over, which is typical of a sideways range. Wow, it's just kind of a crazy kind of day today. All right, looks like they're gonna try to bring me in. All right, come on, get up there. And we're just challenging the highs of the morning now. Got my stops to break even. Oh, really? Oh, you scoundrels. Come on. Nope, we're just stuck here. Flinching about, oh, looks like we got primary resistance just above us. And this whole 7100 area, very problematic. Nope, didn't give it to me. All right. Well, I think we're going to wrap up shop here for the morning. If you're going to continue trading this afternoon, wow, I think we're in for more of the same. I won't be surprised to see the market trade to 7,100. But once it gets up there, that's where the market topped out yesterday, and we're kind of honoring yesterday's lows today, so I would expect to be honoring yesterday's highs as well. So expect a little bit more sideways trading. And well, I guess we'll get together on Friday, see what Friday brings. But right now, yeah, you're probably going to be better taking profit on target, even though it looks like it wants to follow through. There's very little follow through here at the moment. All right, gang, see you tomorrow then. Bye for now.